Alright, so I went to this movie on opening day, and I found myself to be the only person in the entire theater. We Are Your Friends. It's a movie that stars Zac Efron, Wes Bentley, and a few other people. I went in with really low expectations, especially when I saw how many people were in the theater. I did watch some movie reviews before I went in, and nobody really had anything too good to say, so I wasn't expecting a whole lot. But when I watched it, I was actually pleasantly surprised. There's a few good aspects to this movie. Now, it was nowhere near a good movie, but it definitely wasn't horrible. As far as some of the pros go, the actors and the characters, Zac Efron's character, for instance, felt very organic and real. His relationship with the girl in the movie, it seemed very realistic. She wasn't just eye candy either, she actually had some acting chops on her. She was nice to look at though. Wes Bentley's character as the mentor to Zac Efron's character, it seemed like a very real friendship. Even his group of friends in the movie, they all seemed like a real group of friends, except for one guy, which I'll get to in a minute. The music in the movie was also pretty good. It actually had me bopping my head, you know? Oons, 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 It's gotta be a good thing, right? Especially for a movie like this, you gotta have good music. And I thought they did a pretty decent job with that. Also, this movie was directed by Max Joseph, the guy from Catfish. And for a first-time director, he did a pretty good job, I think. Not that he had a lot to work with, because that brings me to my cons. The story was just bad. I don't know who wrote this movie, but there's just like no point to it. It's just about a guy who's a DJ and he's working his way up. Real simple. I know there's a lot of better scripts out there in Hollywood, at least I hope so. So I don't know why they would pick a movie like this one. The movie is also very predictable. Now, predictability isn't always a bad thing, but in a movie that makes you not excited the whole time, there at least needs to be something that keeps you engaged. And this movie doesn't have that. Another bad aspect to this movie is the actor Wes Bentley. No, wait, what the fuck am I talking about? Another bad aspect to this movie is the actor Johnny West. He's the guy from Project Almanac, if you ever saw that. I have no problem with the actor himself, it's just the character he portrays. It doesn't feel like it belongs in this movie at all. He's supposed to be this bald guy who's like a tough guy, he's always getting in fights, but he's also that friend that's kind of holding the main guy back. I think maybe they just had the wrong guy playing him. While the rest of the cast feels very real, he just doesn't. Every time he was on screen, I was just like, get out of here, man. Also, Jon Bernthal, the guy from The Walking Dead, there's a side story with him, kind of a side plot, that I felt didn't really fit into this movie either. It was just really out of place. Like, it felt like it belonged in a different movie. It kind of sucks and pisses me off a little bit because this could have been a good movie. So, just as a reminder, this movie had great characters, except for one guy. It had pretty good directing for a pretty new director, but that story just, blah. It was just so shitty. So what are you gonna do with this movie? Wait until it's out of theaters because you're only gonna have a one-night stand and you're gonna forget its name later. So that's my review, guys. As a final reminder, try to like this video, share this video. Let's get this video out there, man. Let's make this channel big. Also, did you agree with me on the review for this movie if you've already seen it? Or if you haven't seen it, are you gonna go see it? Comment below. Let's talk about it. Go.